Did Jake get a bonus?
He will, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming he will.
Yeah.
The promoter was like, you guys all fight your asses off, I'll bonus a gym point. He's like, win, lose, draw, whatever, so just don't win. Fight your ass off.
Yeah.
They did.
Good.
So I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
That was a fun event. I like that promoter too. He was cool.
Yeah.
It was wild. The whole thing was the production was like UFC mode.
Yeah.
I mean, like, aesthetics at least.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah.
Got some more guidance on, like, how to get to the arena and stuff. No, it was fun, man. He'll definitely be
We're crowning an interim welterweight champion today here at Fury FC 105. But first, we're getting things started with a stacked Emmy and Pro Prelims card. Live from Houston, Texas at the Imagine venues, it is time for these fighters to unleash the Fury. And welcome in, I'm Rahil Ramzanli, joined by Michael Alexander, the black belt himself, and of course, Fury FC Hall of Famer and UFC veteran Alex Morono. And we have 8 amateur fights for you. Then we've got 6 pro fights as well on this huge afternoon of fights. And let's talk about some of these amateur prelims. Alex, who are you excited to watch?
Yeah, Andrew Villarreal versus Sean Tilman, our most experienced amateurs, our featured amateur bout. Both guys, great athletes, both guys, great grapplers. I think it's going to be an awesome fight.
Man, that's going to be a good one. And again, there are 8 amateur fights, so it's a lot of fighters to watch. Who are you excited to watch, Michael?
Yeah, 2 ladies in the strawweight division, Rosalani Akia and Kyle Steele, 2 strawweights that are going to bang it out. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, a lot of excitement about both of those fighters. And then on the pro side, we've got Josh Alimon back in action, taking on Dustin Smith. Monique Dotson taking on Leilani Hodgins. That's going to be a really good 115 strawweight bout as well. So let's get all of this started. We have a lot of fights to watch. This is going to be a great way to get us ready for Fury FC 105, the main card on UFC Fight Pass. So let's join the 4th member of our broadcast crew, the best dressed man in MMA, the Fury FC Hall of Famer. Here he is, Wayne Leggett.
Good afternoon, fight fans, and welcome to SFK and Imagine venues. This is Fury FC 105, Valenzuela versus Whitehead. But first, please welcome to the blue corner for your opening preliminary contest, Andrew Marquez.
All right, Andrew Marquez, first fighter out on a 20-fight evening for us, gentlemen. This is going to be a lot of fun. 2-0, first time here at Fury Amateur Series for Andrew Marquez. Hasn't fought since July of 2024. His first win was a finish. He's an aggressive striker, has a really tough chin, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, he's typical of what you see in this division. First of all, you know, anybody that comes into our 135 division, Alex, I'm sure you can attest to this, that, man, even at the amateur level, it's one of the toughest divisions probably in the state or maybe the country.
Yeah, and then ubiquitously looking at like human size statistics, the bantamweights actually have the most saturated roster. The majority of fighters, oddly enough, fight in the bantamweight division, so we have a ton of them. This gentleman, Andrew Marquez, fighting in a Texas-style fight club. Rarely do I not recognize the gym. They come from Corpus Christi. They got a couple guys fighting on tonight's card. And I'll tell you, Andrew Marquez here with a record of 2-0, fighting Angel Castillo 2-1. 2 of the more experienced amateurs, both guys super explosive. It's a tremendous fight to get the amateur portion of this card started.
All right, Mayhem, Andrew Marquez is inside. Let's meet his opponent. Angel Castillo, 2-1, coming off that KO of the year. Also had the flying triangle. He has so many highlights, but he's a very technical fighter at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think it takes a lot of technical skill to pull off a flying triangle in the first place. I mean, first of all, you got to know the technicalities of the jump and the technicalities of the triangle as you're in the air. So it takes a really skilled guy to pull that off, especially in MMA.
So oddly enough, I think it was just listed differently on Tapology. It was actually a rear mount triangle that he hit on Jake Lira not too long ago, which is almost more impressive as it's a new technique.
Yes.
I think we've only seen like 2 in the UFC. Amanda Nunes winning 1 fight with one of them. But yeah, it was awesome. You know, Angel Castillo here has 2 wins, a vicious KO, and then that super advanced triangle choke from the back mount. I mean, and then his 1 loss was a split decision loss. I think it's a real contender. I was talking to Castillo's coach. He said he used to do powerlifting, so he could cut weight no problem. He's one of 2 strong style fighters on tonight's card. We'll get a look at our tail on the tape.
And you see Victor Gonzalez, El Fuego, Cision Currian. Good to see him back here coaching at Strong Style MMA. Our tail of the tape brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast. See that slight reach advantage, 3 inches on the height for Angel Castillo. Both fighters came in a little bit over, 136.4, 136.8, can clean that up. Angel was actually cutting for 170 plus. And you know, he has a huge weight cut, has a lot of power behind those punches. 21 years old for Angel. Andrew, 19 years old, fighting out of Corpus Christi. Both fighters are inside. Let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your early preliminary contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Heavyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighs in officially at 136.8 pounds. Fighting out of Corpus Christi, Texas, his amateur record stands at 2 wins. No losses. Here is Andrew Marquez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 136.4 pounds. Fighting out of Westbrook, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 2 wins, only 1 defeat. This is Angel Castillo! Your referee in charge of the action, Daniel Guevara.
All right, Daniel Guevara, first assignment of the afternoon. Amateur rules, of course. 3 rounds, 3 minutes. Big kick to open it up there. Ooh, and
big right
hand. Angel Castillo swarming on. See if he can get this finish. Up kicks there.
Marquez doing a good job of staying alive there, even if it's just for an extra few seconds. And then coming back here, getting on top, passing the guard really, really quick. Up, he's almost passed.
Yeah, Castillo has some pretty sneaky, tricky grappling. He's got a strong butterfly guard here. He can't go flat on his back, though. He's got to scoot his hips out a bit so he can get a good, strong push with the legs and pull with the arms. And there it was. Let's see if he can't get topside. Right in up. Almost full mount.
Yeah, beautiful job.
And he can hit this rear mount triangle again.
Oh, could he do it one more time? A little high right now.
Yeah, he jumped the gun a shade, but I mean, and even that knockout of the year contender that he got was a similar punch, just a big right hook right at the end. He's in on a Kimura.
He's a blue belt right now in strong style MMA, has been training there for about a year. Ooh,
wow.
Wow, we got the finish there. That happened out of nowhere. I missed that. That was incredible.
That looked like a kind of an Elvis armbar is what I call it. He turned his hips over. He attacked the far arm. I couldn't really see it either, but man, that was the quickest armbar I think I've ever seen.
That tap happened in about a second. That was so impressive. Angel Castillo, he said he wants a shot at the title next. Might have earned himself an opportunity here.
Bang, shoulder right hook. Man, that's some power
Yeah.
that kid's got. And some super crafty grappling. I actually also didn't see him. I glanced down my paper for like 1 second.
Let's see if we can catch it. I mean, it was.
Here we go.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
man.
that was nasty.
Nice crooked armbar. Couldn't tell if it was cranking the shoulder or actually, straightening the arm. Either way, both are painful. Both will cause that tap very, very quickly.
See Richard Burmaster, coach at Strong Style MMA, also a VP of talent here. Let's make things official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute, 7 seconds into the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out to the tool armbar, Angel Castillo!
How's Angel Castillo? I'm calling my shot for the title and going to my coach right now. The guy who puts the matches together. He got a little in there. But man, Angel Castillo continues to impress. 3-1. Hope to see Marquez back inside the cage soon. Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome the blue corner, Brian Gutierrez.
Brian Gutierrez. 0-1 record. Has really good striking. Watch out for that. look, or excuse me, a debut here. We have a little, no, he is 0-1.
Yeah, he made his debut. He does have tremendously dynamic and explosive striking, especially in the weight class. And his debut opponent knew that, really tried to exploit the grappling early on. But man, the matchmakers really did a number for this one as they found him a striker as well. So this should be a very, very fun fight.
Big note here for all of our fans who are watching at home, and if you're an amateur fighter as well, make sure you update your topology. Make sure you have an Instagram, especially if you're fighting for Fury on these numbered cards, because we need information on you guys.
Yeah, and then shout out to the Tapology guys. They are happy to talk to the fighters. I've reached out to them several times to make adjustments to my page and my team's page. My striking coach has uploaded pictures and updated records. Yeah, the Tapology guys are huge MMA fans. They do a great job in the sport in terms of, record keeping and just information. And yeah, that's a very important part of the game, especially if you're looking to get signed by a decent promotion.
Yeah, it's huge. Helps us tell your story as well. Brian Gutierrez is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Tyson Nichols to the ring.
Tyson Nichols has a huge following here for his debut, hometown of Baytown, Texas. Training at Duke's MMA. Comes from a boxing background. He sold some tickets. He started as a boxing kid, as he called himself. He met Mike Tyson. He feels like he's a future champion, and he's taking that first step.
Yeah, another rarity, and I wasn't very familiar with Duke's MMA. Did some research, and yeah, Tyson Nichols, man, he's got some hands on him, and he's fighting a Muay Thai guy. Man, I do not really expect this fight to go to the ground unless somebody gets dropped. I mean, this is a super, strong potential fight of the night for these amateurs to be a fun one.
Yeah, and the boxer versus the kickboxer, Alex, the key to this is going to be distance. It's going to be if Tyson can get that distance, he can get it close, and he can box in there. I like his chances of winning, and same goes for Brian Gutierrez. If he can keep that distance, use those kicks, I think he may come out on top here.
Both fighters are inside. Let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by Space City Collective is scheduled for 3 rounds of the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue club. This freestyle fighter is 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighs in at 125.6 pounds. Fighting out of Sugarland, Texas, by way of La Puente, California. Today, he makes his amateur debut. Here is Brian Gutierrez. Introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist is 5 feet 5 inches tall. He weighs in officially at 125.4 pounds. Fighting out of Baytown, Texas. Today, he too makes his amateur debut. Here is Tyson Nichols. Your referee in charge, Nick the Ghost Gonzalez.
Nick Gonzalez, the Ghost. Second assignment. Muay Thai style fighter in Gutierrez. Nichols with that boxing background.
Oh, nice intro on the left hook there from Nichols. Strong kicking arsenal early from Gutierrez. Oh. So in Gutierrez's amateur debut, he actually got a knockdown, but it was with his boxing.
Good counter right there.
Oh, big right hand by Tyson. Tyson Nichols landing, but Brian Gutierrez taking it well.
I feel like if you're named Tyson, you're going to be a boxer.
That's a good leg kick there from Tyson.
And the Tyson Nichols crowd is about as loud. I think the Michael Laswell crowd's the only one I may have heard that's louder.
What's funny is when they were walking out, I had to look back. I thought there was a brawl in the crowd, but it was just their fans cheering.
Yeah, they've got the 3-foot-tall faces of Tyson Nichols and everything.
And Nichols is He does a good job exploding and enclosing the distance. And he's more than just a boxer. That's the second really strong low kick he's landed. He's patient, too.
Yeah. Has really good size for 125. Nice, compact build.
Yeah, both guys looking very relaxed in here. This looks very different than amateurs used to look. Amateurs used to look very hyped up and, you know, very tight. And these guys looking like seasoned veterans in here already.
Good kick there from Nichols. 1 minute left, first round. Gutierrez not throwing as much with the hands right now as he did to start. Maybe some of that counter punching is causing a problem from Nichols.
Yeah, the range in MMA is a little bit longer than in Muay Thai and in boxing, so you can't really probe the jab as well as you'd like.
Good offense there.
Oh, double leg.
Nice.
Man, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought the boxer's low kicking well and then the striker, the kickboxer's using good wrestling? Just to show these guys are both very well rounded. Nice little intro to a knee ride.
Alex, you know, as you start getting beat up, it'll turn you into a wrestler in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Man, what an even round up until that takedown. And I think that might have sealed the round there for
if anything, maybe Tyson with some of his bigger shots and his hard low kicks was winning. But yeah, no, the striking was even. Both guys were pretty tit for tat, and that takedown of Gutierrez was like the difference. I'd be curious. I'll bet you that's a split round. Man, unbiased, I actually give that one to Tyson personally. If I was a judge, I think the quality of the strikes was greater. Oddly enough, mostly in the boxing, like on the big explosive right hands. But again, a great round. Even the low kicks of Tyson, I think, did a little more damage.
Yeah, the fact that they finished on their feet, meaning Tyson Nichols got back up, you know, not a lot of damage was done on the ground. The fact that it finished on the feet, I think you're right. I think it may have edged it toward Tyson Nichols. If Gutierrez would have been able to hold him down and finish the round on top, I think it would have went to Gutierrez.
Same. Oh, that was awesome. Nice spinning back kick to open up round 2 there from Gutierrez.
And you can always tell whenever they land because it changes your posture just a little bit. You're a little more hunched over. Oh. Man, these guys are cracking.
Yeah, that was, oddly enough, one of the few jabs in the fight. Nice. Gutierrez is mixed. Oh.
I think that was more of a slip, but landed nevertheless for Tyson Nichols.
And for as explosive as some of these Tyson punches have been, Gutierrez is wearing them and reacting to them extraordinarily well.
Man, Nichols is coming with some power.
Gutierrez doing a little bit better understanding the range now. He's kind of backed out of a couple of low kicks. He's pressuring more. That's a big difference. Gutierrez making great adjustments in terms of kind of walking a little more to the danger, but coming forward. That's allowed him to throw more combinations and apply his wrestling. Good for the youngster and Gutierrez in making those adaptations. That's what makes a really good a champion, my coach said, is being able to make those in-fight adjustments.
Halfway through the round.
Oh, nice back take.
Man, good transitions there.
Yeah, we're going to see what kind of ground game Tyson Nichols has here. That body lock, it's going to be a minute left in the round. It's going to be extremely hard to get out of that.
He's got to fight the hands. The angle and placement is not the best for that choke, but still, there's a wear on you.
Yeah, you do have to pay attention to that. You have to get in an unchokeable position, and then you can use your hands to unlock the feet. You may take a couple of those little pop shots, but you know they're not devastating from the back.
Nichols doing a good job of taking away any choking angles right now. Hand is also tied up. Good hand play. See if something can sneak in here with 20 seconds.
Yeah, this is worse. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful because if Gutierrez puts his palm to, goes palm to palm.
Man, I'll tell you, the pressure, the forward pressure adjustments of Gutierrez really allowed him to win this round pretty thoroughly. If round one went to Tyson, it's certainly 1-1 going into 3. This is one of the scenarios where both guys, you got to tell them you have to win round 3 or else you're going to lose this fight. But if anything, Gutierrez has just the certainty of 2.
Wouldn't be surprised if Gutierrez takes this to the ground.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
There really wasn't much defense there from Nichols on either of those shots.
Yeah, I tell you, it wasn't as much like the wrestling implementation. It was him coming forward. I like him to throw more combinations. It made Tyson start to back up more, so he wasn't being as explosive on his entries. I mean, like coming forward is always such a great solution, but you have to walk towards danger. Like that's why some guys are like, hey, they're often apprehensive to do it, but Gutierrez is demonstrating beautifully why that is such a valuable trait in changing dynamics of fights.
Here we go, round 3.
Both fighters, just as we expect from 125ers, looking very fresh going in here into the 3rd round.
I was listening to Tyson's corner. They told him to pressure. Don't let him push back. Push him towards the cage. And you guys, we can very visibly see the difference on whoever's coming forward is the one who's able to dictate the offensive exchanges.
Yeah, it is nearly impossible to take somebody down if you're moving backwards. Matter of fact, I can't say I've ever seen it. I mean, you can change directions and close the distance, but you're giving your opponent that half second of extra time to react to it. It's usually just not successful.
Gutierrez, decent sprawl, but he's got to get that left arm in a better spot. And Tyson actually got that left hand in the right spot, but a little too late.
Yeah, Tyson Nichols has got to get up from here. Don't know what his jiu-jitsu background is or what kind of submission game he has from the bottom, but
big knee on the stand-up there.
Yeah, the ref warned him to make sure it wasn't reinforced. I don't think it was. I think he was just framing with his forearm on the side of the neck. I'll tell you though, Tyson's doing a good job to try to get some of that scoring back in the mix. And on another high C. Oh. Chain wrestles to a body lock and into a nice trip.
Yeah.
Really, really good awareness here from Gutierrez as he negates that half guard recovery by stepping over to side control.
Definitely something that Tyson Nichols can work on in his young career. First fight for him, of course.
He's got to be careful. Gutierrez will sit back on that arm if he reaches up.
Yeah, more options for us, Anbar options.
Gutierrez opts for nothing.
He's got a Darce choke. He's got a Darce choke fully locked. Go Tony Ferguson style. Do it from guard. Man, Gutierrez has to pull that left elbow down towards his own hip. Man, what an interesting fight. All right, so in round 3, Tyson with more effective strikes, but man, I'll tell you, Gutierrez with the strong takedowns, the submission attempts. I guess we'll see what kind of standard the judges are setting for tonight's kind of judging style, because it's not uncommon. Some judges favor, you know, like effort and damage for strikes. Some favor top control time with submission, you know, attempt action. Both guys trying to finish in very different rights.
And that last takedown, I think Gutierrez may have saved himself from losing that round, because it looked like Tyson Nichols was turning up the striking and starting to land. And then that last takedown, the fact that it ended, you know, like we talked about in the first round, the last round ended with him in a submission, Gutierrez with a submission attempt, and basically in control on kind of neutral position, but
with a Darce lockdown.
Yeah, very, very, very close.
See Wayne there getting the judges' scorecards. Everything finalized here. He's going to head inside here in just a second. Still have 6 more amateur fights for you. Then we've got 6 pro fights on the undercard. And then we head to UFC Fight Pass. But first, let's see how the judges scored this one. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by Space City Collective.
Judge Eva Beltran scores the fight 29-28 Gutierrez. Judge Ramsey Ishak scored the fight 29-28 Nichols. And Judge Ryan Thompson scored the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, El Gallo Negro, Brian Gutierrez.
An excellent fight. Both fighters left it in the cage. That was a blast. Can't wait to see both of them back in. Split decision win there for Brian Gutierrez.
Yeah, I'd love to see who scored rounds 1 and 3. I just love to see the scores. That was a great fight, super close. And it looks like the takedown from top control time, the submission attempts of Gutierrez got him the victory here tonight.
All right, we're going to keep things moving. Meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Amir Anbar to the blue corner.
Amir Anbar making his debut. Ethan Afleje as well going to be making his debut. So 2 debut fighters coming your way in our flyweight division.
Yeah, from War Room and Flux MMA out of Arlington, Texas. 23 years old, 0-0. There was not a lot to mind on this young gentleman. We'll see what he's about here in just a few minutes.
He said that he's going to be looking to use his boxing and wrestling.
Mike, check out his shorts. Those are some old school sprawl shorts. They haven't sold those for a decade. He had to have gotten those from his coach.
Oh yeah, Dan Henderson probably gave him those. Dan Henderson at one time, was it Sprawl that he was that used to sponsor him back when he fought in the UFC?
Oh man,
I think it was. I think it was Sprawl or somebody like that.
I miss Sprawl shorts, but I actually have a couple pair in like a bin in my keepsake's closet. I was sad to see the company stop producing shorts, because man, they were some awesome shorts.
I love seeing vintage stuff. I still have the Cage Fighter jacket.
Nice.
That somebody bought me back in 2009.
All right, Amir is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Ethan Afleje.
All right, Ethan Afleje, coming out of Guam. He's been fighting all his life. He is here to make some noise, making his debut as well. A lot of fans here for the sharpshooter, Ethan Afleje.
Yeah, out of Next Level MMA, they have put on a ton of talent. Saw a few of their decorated amateurs go pro in the last Fury card. Gage Harper, Ryan James, Jay Alderetti's making his pro debut here in the New Orleans card. That'll be fun. But just a group of young go-hards, all helping each other train. This team's had a lot of good work here in the last couple of years in Houston.
You look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by Sheath Underwear. 2-inch reach advantage for Ethan, height advantage as well. Came in at 124.6, the 20-year-old. Both fighters making their debuts. And that's about all the information we have. So we talked about vintage MMA shorts.
Yeah.
I still have Triumph United shorts.
Really?
I used to love that brand.
Yeah, let me tell you something about his home country, Guam. It may be one of the best kept secrets in the world. It's so beautiful. It's known for a U.S. military base there, but the other side of the island is absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be from.
Let's get our introductions. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next fight, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in at 125.2 pounds. Fighting out of Arlington, Texas, today he makes his amateur debut. This is Amir Anbar. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 124.6 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Anau, Guam, today he too makes his amateur debut. Here is Ethan, sharpshooter Afleje. Your referee in charge, Daniel Guevara.
All right, Ethan Afleje, Amir Anbar, debuts. Let's see who can get their first win. Good low kick there to open things up for Ethan.
Amir could open the Adam Sandler's phone with the Face ID. He looks like a very young Adam Sandler.
Amir in deep on a good ghillie. I can't quite see how deep that right arm is under. Oh, he's got a ninja choke.
Yeah, he's got a ninja choke now. That's very
nasty.
deep.
Is this going to be it? Can you get a debut tap here? Amir Anbar.
Man, he just readjusted and sunk the figure four even deeper. Man, the ref's got to make sure this guy's not sleeping.
Yeah, we need to see his fingers over the bicep.
Okay, that chin was out, yep.
Good wrestling from Amir so far.
Yeah, on the feet, his hands were, a little low, moving around a lot. He shot in from far away, but found success, closing the distance. We got 2 debuters. The back entry there, Anbar. It's reversed though. Good active hips there.
Ooh, good punches.
Afleje looking for some big ground and pound shots.
Man, those are some devastating punches there for Ethan.
Man, Anbar's got to start grabbing those arms and breaking that posture down. Goes for a carpet sweep, uses it to get up. Almost successful. And on a low single here in the turtle. Good strong sprawl there from Afleje. Here's what Afleje said to the ref. Oh, nice front kick. Oh, nice body shot.
Man. Big connect there.
Nice. Good.
This could be it.
Good wherewithal there from Afleje. That was almost a super illegal knee, but he pulled it. That was great. Full back exposure. Got him flattened out. I will probably see a finish here.
Yeah, they're not going to let this go very long.
Yep, here is the finish.
Yeah, that's it.
What a moment here for the sharpshooter, Ethan Afleje. The young fighter out of Guam. getting his first win ever.
Yeah, he weathered that early storm. Some good damage to the body with a knee, with a punch. Hit that full back mount, flatten him out. You see finishes TKOs all the time. When you get that, your hips just driven to that lower back, flatten him out, nowhere to go.
Yeah, beautiful job, and he called it. He said he would win this fight by TKO. That's exactly what he did.
And super impressed by Ethan. Hope to see Amir back inside the cage as well. It's your debut fight. Learn some lessons. Don't worry about the record. That's the biggest thing. Get back in.
Yeah, it's not like he did a terrible job. I mean, he was competitive in the fight, took him down. Saw some good skills out of Amir.
Yep. Let's make things official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ted Yale Guevara calls for a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 32 seconds into the very first round. Declaring your winner by TKO, Ethan Sharpshooter Afleje.
Congratulations to Ethan picking up his debut win. And you see that Guam flag on his back. Very proud of his country. Keep things moving. Meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Rosario Rodriguez to the blue corner.
Rosario Rodriguez, second time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. On a one-fight losing streak right now, got his debut win, but then lost to Mario Bustos in November at Fury Amateur Series 55, Michael.
Yeah, this guy's a corrections officer, so he's seen just about everything. Maybe had to fight at work a couple of times. Not a lot of us have to do that. But Rosario Rodriguez looking to get back on a winning streak here. Very well-rounded. Says he's going to win by submission today, Alex.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun fight. His opponent's got a ton of experience. I think both guys grapplers by trade. Both 24 years old. Some strong matchmaking here.
Out of Charlotte, Texas, the first fighter out of Charlotte, Texas. Gentlemen, I've driven pretty much all of Texas. I haven't done the panhandle yet.
Yeah.
I don't know where Charlotte, Texas is.
That must be where it is then, because I don't know where it is either.
Michael's going to look it up.
There's no way to find out.
We live in an age where it's hard to get information, so we're not sure where Charlotte, Texas is.
Especially about something like that.
Actually drove down to Port Aransas and Corpus Christi last few days. Shout out to all the Corpus Christi fighters. So many talented fighters from that region.
Oh no, it's southwest of San Antonio.
Okay, southwest of San Antonio. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Nwadei.
Southwest of San Antonio, like Burville area maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere down in there, but there's nothing around it. I can tell you that.
And he does train out of San Antonio. Does Rosario Rodriguez. But now let's talk about Nwadei. 5th time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. Got his first win ever. Got the tap over Jaden Wynn back at Fury FC 100. And we have called a lot of Noah's fights. He looked different in that fight. He looked more locked in.
Yeah, he's got a wealth of experience. He started off MMA pretty tough. Didn't win his first couple fights, but like he fought Emmett Epperson, a guy who ended up challenging for the title. So he's had some really high-level competition. And it was always very competitive. It was always very hard to put away. There were just like some small moments in grappling exchanges that he would just, make tough choices or get just barely edged out. But he used all of that experience to finally get his first win as an amateur. And he has been super locked in ever since. And he plays a big role in that Texas Third Coast MMA team. He kind of lives the full MMA lifestyle. He's got a great team behind him. I mean, this guy's ready to come in here and fight hard.
Look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by Warbringer Southwest Bourbon, the cock of the walk. Sorry, I take your line, Wayne, but I love saying that. See that height advantage and reach advantage for Nwadei, both 24 years old. This is a fight that was scheduled to be at 135, but I think they agreed that let's just move this up a little bit, and we'll go at 145.
Yeah, it's amazing what 139 pounds will make you do. that extra 4 pounds, that extra 3 or 4 pounds, that last 3 or 4 pounds, Alex.
Those are the hardest ones.
Yeah, it's the hardest ones. I mean, you're staring at that bathtub knowing you have to sit in there for 30 minutes to get this off. It's quite the conundrum.
Glad we still have to fight. That's the biggest thing here. Amateur fight, something to clean up, learn from. Knowing Nwadei's inside, let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by the Cock of the Walk, Warbringer Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Featherweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in at 144.2 pounds. Fighting out of Charlotte, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 1 win, 1 loss. Here is Rosario Rodriguez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 143.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, today he looks for a 2nd win as an amateur. This is Noah Nwadei. Your referee in charge, Nick Gonzalez.
All right, let's get this one going. Ooh, big left there for Noah Nwadei. Stuns Rodriguez out the gate.
Yeah, Rodriguez tying up, mitigating some damage. These guys are most dangerous for anyone's super dangerous for the first 30 seconds.
Noah Nwadei, a huge MMA fan. Has a podcast called The Will versus The Way. He also does YouTube breakdowns on his channel, Nwadei MMA, or BJJ for MMA. He absolutely loves everything about the sport.
Oh, big knee to the body. This fight's gonna be over.
Big punches. This is gonna be enough. The Ghost jumps in, and Noah Nwadei is gonna be breaking down his own fight on his YouTube channel, and I hope he uses this highlight. What a finish. This is a different Noah Nwadei. 2 fights in a row.
Yeah, 2 finishes, puts him at 2 and 3, starting even that record. Man, he's a good fighter. It's funny, you know, I'm sure his opponent sees, oh, I got a 1-3 guy. That'll be easy work, but man, I'm telling you, Nwadei went the distance most of his fights he fought, like the highest level of these amateur bantamweights. And I'll tell you, that experience just paid off dividends now that he's finding success now early here in the Fury cage. Just a matter of time. Any fighter watching, like, stay the course. You believe in yourself, you put the work in.
That opening left.
Oh, that was a beautiful stance change, too. Watch his knee. Oh, man, right in the solar plex. He's still feeling it. I mean, when he's right in front of us, he's still on the ground. Just finally now getting up. Man, those are really just zap it out of you. Destroy that diaphragm, make it hard to inhale.
Yeah, man, if you lose your breath, especially in a fight, I mean, you have a few seconds to get it back, and if you don't, I mean, exactly what we saw is usually what happens.
All right, let's make things official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Nick Gonzalez calls for a stop to the fight. 47 seconds into the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Noah Nwadei.
Huge finish. Noah, as you watch this back, I know you will, I'd like to join you on your YouTube channel and break down your fight, because that was awesome.
Yeah. You know, it's one thing to be able to break down other people's fights, but I guarantee you he's breaking down his own too, and that's what we're seeing the results of, just a better Noah Nwadei.
Of course, training there at Third Coast MMA. Shout out to Jason Solis, one of the toughest dudes I've ever trained with. Keep things moving and meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Rosalani Ike.
This is a fight that we obviously talked about when we previewed this card, Michael. But I think all of us have circled this one as a must-watch fight because of the talent that we're about to see. Rosalani Ike taking on Kyle Steele. There's a lot of excitement for both of these females.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a 4-0 amateur versus a 2-1, and you know, you don't see a lot, especially at 115 pounds. You don't see a lot at this level with that much experience as an amateur, anyways. And then to be undefeated in there, I mean, you know, this is a really good fight. It's a really good matchup. Rosalani Ike is
Ike.
You know, Ike, whatever. I'll get it right before the end, I promise. Is very well-rounded and thinks she's going to finish this fight.
Yeah, she's got the best record of any amateur on this card at 4-0. We have another 4-1 fighter in Sean Tilman, our featured amateur bout. But yeah, you don't see 4-0 fighters that often. You especially don't see 4-0 female strawweights. It's going to be an awesome fight. Kyle Steele put on a boxing clinic in her last fight. I mean, this is going to be a fun one.
Rosalani grew up in Hawaii, moved here to chase her dreams. Her brother, older brother Chance, is also an MMA fighter, professional. They train together. And then I got to tell you about her dad in a second, but first let's meet her opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Kyle Steele.
Kyle Steele, second time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. You talked about her last fight, won that one against Rayana Patino at Fury Amateur 56 in February. In her Fury Amateur Series debut, went the distance. She did have a big cut for this fight. Found out about 5 weeks ago, roughly, that she's going to take this fight and cut about 40 pounds to get to this moment. Is so tough, is Kyle Steele.
Yeah, that's wild. She's got her striking coach, Joel. We've seen him as a cutman in the past, but he just opened up a spot called Species MMA. Josh Altum over there, really cool group of martial artists at that academy. And congratulations to them for getting that program running. That was put out super high quality, you know, fighters, but their striking especially is always, it's like classic fundamentals with modern craft. It's really cool to see how, you know, they can mix up their boxing with modern MMA style striking. I mean, they got a really cool program. I've worked with a lot of other guys. They actually did some bare knuckle rounds, or they did some boxing rounds. My boy Jake, who just made his BKFC debut last night, so it's gonna be a fun fight.
We look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by the Danuna Law Firm. Reach advantage and height advantage going to the 25-year-old Rosalani Ike. Both fighters are inside. Let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by Danuna Law Firm, is scheduled for 3 rounds of the Fury Amateur Series Strawweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 5 feet 5 inches tall, and she weighed in at 116 pounds. Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, by way of Honolulu, Hawaii, she holds a perfect amateur record, 4 wins, no losses. Here is Rosalani Ike. And introducing her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, and she weighed in officially at 115.6 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, her amateur record stands at 2 wins, only 1 defeat. Here is Coyote Kyle Steele. Your referee in charge of the action, Danielle Guevara.
All right, Danielle Guevara inside. Coyote Kyle. I'm going to say Coyote. Sounds way better. Rosalani Ike.
Oh, good sit down there.
told you I would tell you about Rosalani's dad. He competed in the Olympics and holds 7 world records and 27 national records in Olympic weightlifting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like Taekwondo or something.
How impressive is that? Good low kick there on the exit there by EK.
So you got to think Rosalani's weight training is on point. I mean, she looks like a physical specimen.
Awesome to get Olympic level genetics.
Yeah, and you gotta think that the genetics, the work ethic, all that stuff is got to be implanted from a very young age.
Yeah, she said that's why herself and her siblings, they just strive to be better and go above and beyond. And they also feel this like cultural pressure of maintaining that culture and competing in hula dancing. Ooh, a big flurry there by Rosalani.
It was a good get up from Kyle Steele. I'll tell you, Rosalani, she threw a really nice jab cross and then threw a jab. Oh, that rocked her bad.
Oh, wow. Rosalani EK!
Rosalani rocked her bad with that right hand. Kyle Steele doing her best job to recover, but man, she was effectively out on her feet.
Absolutely stunned Kyle Steele. 1 minute left, guys.
She is all over Kyle Steele now.
She was looking for a little crucifix entry. Kyle Steele kept that right elbow tight. But what I was saying was, Rosalani, she threw a jab cross and it landed flush. And then she threw a jab and feinted the cross and threw a really hard low kick. And that got her opponent thinking about that low kick, and then she nuked her with another good 1-2, and that's what led to this knockdown.
Kyle Steele would do well just to let the rest of this round run out and just
hold on,
try to stay out of trouble. There's a really good handle on top of that glove, Alex. Oof. Oof. Yeah, she's got to get up. She cannot take many more of those.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
Who is this? That is it! Rosalani EK comes to Fury FC and gets the tap of Kyle Steele.
Wow.
She called her shot. We've got a fighter to watch here in our strawweight amateur division.
Man, the sit down on that 1-2 was just masterful. Kyle Steele's striking is excellent too. Stiff jab there, Rosalani. Oh man,
right over the chin.
Yeah.
Oh man. She is absolutely relentless as Rosalani. I know she doesn't have a nickname yet, and maybe it's too generic of a nickname, but Relentless Rosalani is the best way to describe her style. And you see that right arm get under the chin of Kyle Steele, and that was it with seconds remaining in the round.
That choke should be called a mean choke, because that's technically wrong on every level. It's just somebody being mean to the other person and just choking them. That's unbelievable. Beautiful from Rosalani. Rosalani EK is a force in that 115 division, and I don't expect her to be an amateur much longer, Alex.
No, neither do I.
What if we call her Meanie Weenie? I don't know. I want to give her a nickname here.
Meanie Rosalani.
Meanie Rosalani. Hey, I like that. All right, Wayne, let's make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 2 minutes, 57 seconds into the very first round. Declaring your winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Rosalani EK.
And congratulations to Rosalani EK coming here from Phoenix, Arizona by way of Hawaii, making her Fury Amateur Series debut, getting the big win. And I think we've been pronouncing her last name wrong because she just told Wayne something. But we keep it moving. Meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Aiden Bell to the blue corner.
Oh yeah, we got some heavyweights coming up, boys.
Big boys time. 1-0. Second time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage for Aiden Bell. Got his debut win over Alejandro Avila at Fury Amateur 57 in April. So staying very active, but it was a killer hook to the body, guys. It was pretty devastating.
It was just an overall tremendous performance. He was like a debuting young heavyweight. I'm like, all right, but then this guy looks like a professional. He had tremendous technique, tremendous patience, an excellent mix-up. I mean, truly like the future of MMA. That's what I had called him, you know, in the interview. I was like, look, it's guys like this who are truly the future of combat sports. And I was really looking forward to seeing him fight again. We got him walking in the cage now.
Yeah, and on camera, to me, he doesn't look that big. But when you see him in person here, 6'3", 240 pounds, that's a big heavyweight. That's a good size heavyweight.
And he's light on his feet, box as well, great takedown defense, great takedown offense. I mean,
played D1 football, guys. Used to be 290 pounds. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more about him as we keep moving, but let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome David Pente to the red corner.
David Pente, next fighter out, 4-2 record, third time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. On a one-fight losing streak right now. Lost the amateur middleweight belt to Riley Redgrave at Fury Amateur Series 53. Got finished in round 2. It was interesting going back and watching that fight. He had a rear naked choke locked in and then got it reversed. And it's just like that, things can change.
Yeah, that's the way it is, and especially with these heavyweights, I mean, they can change the course of something with one punch from awkward positions because there's just so much weight behind it. They're so strong and they're so big. I mean, you're right, Raheel. A fight can change in a matter of seconds with these guys.
We look at our tail of the tape here, brought to you by OnlyFans. Be sure to subscribe to the Fury FC OnlyFans for exclusive behind-the-scenes look at everything Fury FC. See that height advantage and reach advantage going to Aiden Bell, the former D1 defensive end. David Pente still getting the final touches. He is ready, mouthpiece check, everything looks good. He is going to head inside, and we are going to see some big boys throw down in our Fury Amateur Series cage.
That Division I defensive end, maybe the only person that rivals a wrestler on getting underhooks.
Yeah, so much leverage on that pass rush. David is inside. Let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next fight, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Heavyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 6 feet 3 inches tall, and he weighed in at 241.8 pounds. Fighting out of Beaumont, Texas, his amateur record stands at 1 win, no losses. This is Aiden Bell. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, and he weighed in officially at 247.2 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 4 wins, 2 losses. This is David Taco Puente. Your referee in charge, Danielle Guevara.
All right, Taco Puente, 4-2 record. Aiden Bell, 1-0. Has been training since he was a kid, but has really gotten back into it consistently since December. Finding out the next phase of his life. Eats a big right there and a couple of knees.
Oof. Another good right hand there from Puente. Oh, big left hand from Puente. Oh, man, that was out. Whoa, that's a heavyweight fight for you, gentlemen.
Taco Puente makes inside the Fury Amateur Series cage with a devastating finish of Aiden Bell.
Man, a big left hook put him down, and those hammer fists, man. He landed like 4 of them.
Man, let's take a look at this finish one more time. David Puente is a bad, bad man.
Oh, body shot to the right hand of the body and a left hand over the top. Mid combo there from Bell. Oh, man.
Oh, man, you see the eyes just roll back.
Watch, cross to the body, left hook up top. Bang.
Bang.
Yeah, that'll put anyone down. I mean, right on the point of the chin, and then those 4 shots. I mean, those were the extra condiments there.
Man.
Didn't have to do that to get that W, but man, it's just, you don't stop until the referee stops you.
Also, a new rule. If your nickname is a food nickname, you have to bring said food for us.
Hell yeah, I'm pumped about that rule.
Huh?
Yeah, let's implement that for sure.
Taco Puente, you got to bring us some tacos. The candy man, Isaac Vasquez, I need some candy on the way out. Let's make things official. Here's Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 34 seconds into the very first round. Declaring your winner by knockout, David Taco Puente.
Man, congratulations to David Puente. Maybe it's heavyweight where he should be.
Yeah.
Time for the middleweight amateur series belt. Maybe it's the heavyweight. We'll see what's in store for him next. But we keep things moving and meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Brandon Vasquez to the blue corner.
All right, we get some bantamweights now. Brandon Vasquez, first time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. Has a kickboxing background, riding a 1-fight win streak right now, getting his first win ever by beating Edward Caldera with a round 3 finish. Coming here from Denver, Colorado.
Was that a low kick TKO finish? Do you know?
That one, I'm not sure. It wasn't in Fury.
No, it was not.
It was not. It was the first time. I don't remember what it was. I didn't see. I just saw the finish.
Oh, man, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It could have been a low kick TKO. I did some research, and this was like a glancing memory, but this will be a fun fight. We got some more bantamweights on deck. The second and final fighter out of Texas style training. Again, that's that newer gym out of Corpus Christi. And then they got a pretty tough draw on their first night here at Legacy as Andrew Marquez fought Angel Castillo. Castillo now 3-0 with 3 finishes. And he's fighting and now Brandon Vasquez is fighting Mario Bustos, 2-0 fighter out of Texas Third Coast. Yeah, these guys are stepping up the competition, fighting the who's who here in Fury Amateurs.
I think we had a typo on the graphic. He's from Corpus Christi, not Denver. I saw Denver on the screen, so I apologize for that. Shout out to Corpus Christi. Love y'all. Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Mario Bustos to the red corner.
Mario Bustos. Hear that big cheer for him. Very popular fighter here. Trading out of Texas Third Coast. See Jason Solis out here again. Noah Nwadei already picking up a win for the gym. Such an iconic fighter. You see that 1997 across his upper abs, the mullet. He has that style, that Mexican style that we all love. Third time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. Alex, you mentioned already he beat Angel Castillo, has beaten Rosalio Rodriguez as well. He's just one of those guys that's great stand-up, good head movement, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, the thing that's most impressive to me is, as you see, he weighed in at 134. He used to weigh over 200 pounds, Raheel.
Wow.
Yeah, good for him. I love martial arts changing people's lives for the healthier, for the better. Yeah, 22 versus 27. Bustos, one of our older amateurs here tonight. Got something to prove. Trying to keep this record undefeated after tonight's fight.
Mario Bustos may have been maybe tied for the most ticket sales tonight.
Yeah.
What a loud crowd he's got tonight.
All right, he is inside, so let's get our introductions.
The following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Bantamweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 135.4 pounds. Fighting out of Corpus Christi, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 1 win, 1 loss. This is Brendan, the Style Hashira Vasquez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 134.4 pounds. Fighting out of Ailey, Texas, he holds an undefeated amateur record of 2 wins, no losses. Here is Mario El Apache Bustos. Your referee in charge of the action, Nick Gonzalez.
Man, this is going to be a fun fight. This crowd is amped up for Mario Bustos, the El Apache.
Bustos, the southpaw. It's good striking. Does his best work on the ground usually.
Applying good pressure, but not unloading on strikes just yet is Bustos. There you go.
Oh, man. Here goes the hands of Mario Bustos.
And I got to go back and watch this at home and see if y'all can hear the crowd through our mics. That's all I can hear is that roar of the crowd. Bustos welcomes him to his guard. Nice high kick there from Vasquez. Oh, Bustos bombing in on him though. Oh, nice dig to the body there from Bustos.
Oh, nice uppercut.
Both guys having some good moments so far in the first half of this round.
Mario Bustos putting a lot of pressure on Brendan Vasquez.
Yeah, Bustos can keep a high pace for 3 rounds pretty easily too. We saw that in that ancient Castillo fight. Bustos with a good read on the range, able to kind of skate right out of range on some of these kicks. And I'll tell you, he's a hard guy to predict. Oh, good combination there for Vasquez, though.
Bustos shaking it off. 1 minute left in the round.
Yeah, his ability to cover distance and throw, you know, a different strike every time. Has entered with that jab, that lead uppercut, that left hand, some front kicks. It's hard to know where to block when you're not too sure what's coming your way.
Now, Bustos has got to be careful coming in with those flurries. He's got to stay under control. He's got to keep those hands up. Oh, big left hand.
It's the opening strike that's been consistently different every time. See that one he went to orthodox, throws a right uppercut as a lead. Oh, sneaky right hand there in the clinch.
He's just not giving Vasquez any room to breathe in here. 15 seconds left in round number 1.
Hard low kick from the orthodox stance, switches back to southpaw.
Ate a couple of big punches there to Bustos on that entry.
Man, what a fun round.
That's what you want to see out of these two competitors.
Yeah.
And we knew we had a good fight on our hands with the experience, with what we've seen from both fighters. Oh, man, that exceeded the expectations.
Yeah, for sure. But that's a Bustos round, despite Vasquez landing some good strikes. But, man, Bustos was just pressuring and flurrying. I think that if he throws a left hand earlier, or I think later here in the highlights, that was the most significant strike of this first round. That was Vasquez's best combination.
It's that left hand. When Bustos tries to throw that overhand left, if he misses, Vasquez is countering him with 2 punches almost every time he does it. And so he'll miss. Vasquez will hit him with 2 punches. Bustos will make the distance again, and then the process starts over.
All right, round 2. I know, Michael, you have that same birth year tattoo on your upper abs.
Yeah, can confirm. I saw it when we were doing jiu-jitsu the other day.
Yeah, that was the birth of my 22nd birthday.
I hope that's his birth year, right? Looking at it.
Nice takedown. Bustos really mixing it up, man. For some back exposure. He's got to clear that left arm there. Vasquez doing a good job using the underhook to get back to his feet, but he's going to deal with this high elbow gilly.
That's in pretty tight. Gave it a good crank there.
And as Vasquez is fighting the hands, he's doing the right thing here. But that choking arm is still in position. He was able to break the grip. There it was.
Ate a pretty big knee in that exchange. Did Vasquez.
Bustos shooting from a little bit too far away there. Needs to close the distance, throw a couple combinations, close the distance as he's changing levels. Explode through that takedown, especially if you're going to do it from the center of the cage.
Yeah. You know, it's good that he's mixing it up, but I think he's having a lot of success with the striking in round 1. Surprised he's kind of getting away from it a little bit. His 3rd entry now on a strong takedown. Close the distance well.
Five seconds left in round 2.
Spinning back kicks, they're awesome, but I'll tell you, hitting it from the open stance like that, or from the closed stance, southpaw versus ortho, they're really challenging.
Bustos' volume has gone down quite a bit here in the 2nd round.
Ooh. Big kick there from Vasquez.
Yeah, that'll leave a footprint on his ribs for tomorrow. Ooh, big body shot from Bustos.
Nice. That was a better round from Vasquez, but I think Bustos just did more. A lot of it was negated with, takedown defense and get-ups. But I think Bustos is up 2 rounds here coming in 3. Vasquez, though, the fresher fighter, he's going to have to really try to empty that tank if he wants to win this fight.
Still to come, we've got Sean Tilman taking on Andrew Villarreal in our amateur series, and still 6 more fights scheduled your way for a prelims broadcast. Not sure if we'll get all of those fights in. And then check this out, Fury Challenger Series 14 coming up on July 27th. And we've got Signs against Bakhtiar for the interim lightweight title. Man, so excited to see Hector Signs get that opportunity. Also, Lester Batres Jr. taking on Pena Alamo. And then Tony Toro taking on Talavera. That's going to be on Sunday the 27th. We're going to be in New Orleans the weekend before. That Friday night, 18th. July is going to be packed. Check out everything at on our website, excuse me, and on Instagram as well, at Fury Fighting, furyfights.tv. Website, get your tickets today. It's going to be fun in July.
Yeah, make sure you tune in to that New Orleans card. It's liable to be a star-studded crowd at that one. We're working in conjunction with UFC that weekend. They have an event on Saturday night, Dustin Poirier's retirement fight against Max Holloway. And man, if that was the only fight on that card, people would sell that place out.
Dude, it feels like that's the only fight. That's the only fight we're talking about, and rightfully so. That's going to be such a good one. Yeah, all the VIP seating done. Ooh, a big punch there from Bustos.
And Vasquez started this round really strong as he needed to, but Bustos found some strong openings with that left hand.
Bustos looks like most of the guys I went to high school with. We had that haircut back then also.
And the mustache for sure.
Yeah.
El Apache. Bustos is really in the zone. Things are looking a little slow, but he eats it's like a little slip there.
He made sure to let the judge know.
Yeah.
Just a slip. That's honestly it's a good thing to do. He's definitely a little less refined. It's round 3, naturally that happens. But I'll tell you, he's still throwing hard. Walking him down with his hands down. Vasquez opened this 3rd round up really strong. But there was one flurry about a minute in that put him back on the back foot. But he's back on a bit of an assault. As Vasquez, as I do believe he needs a finish in round 3 to win this fight.
There's about 30 seconds left here to find that finish.
Bustos just explodes into combinations so like often and aggressively. Even if they don't land, it still scores really well. Because it shows he's trying to do damage. He's trying to do maximum damage. Oh.
10 seconds left.
Here we go.
Bustos already celebrating.
Yeah.
What a performance there in round 3 for El Apache.
Yeah, that was his opponent. That was El Apache's opponent's best round. But I think El Apache takes a 30-27 win here. He just finished the last 2 minutes of round 3 so strong and so aggressive.
Yeah, and the shots he's landing are just, they're landing. You can see like every one of them has an effect on Vasquez. It pops his head back. It doubles him over. Everything is having an effect on him. Oh man, I wish I would have shown that last 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
Man, thank you, Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje, for setting that standard for the last 10 seconds in a brawl. Because since then, how many fights have we seen that have done that? 10
maybe,
fights.
Yeah.
That have pointed to the middle and have just thrown down. And man, it's so entertaining and it's so risky and it's awesome. It is exactly what fighting should be.
You see all the Mario Bustos fans cheering him on. Yeah, that's like top 5 most iconic moments ever, right? Could potentially top 3 even. Heck, some might argue it's the most iconic
Number 1,
moment.
yeah. I was trying to think of what's better than that, and I couldn't think of anything on the top of mind. But yeah, I like Bustos. I'm thinking he's going to stay undefeated here at 3-0. It's a great performance.
All right, let's see how the judges scored this one. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds
of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast. With scores of 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27, your winner by unanimous decision, Mario El Apache Bustos.
for Mario Bustos, picking up that third win, keeping the record a perfect 3-0. Hope to see him back inside. Man, some impressive bantamweights here in the Fury Amateur Series cage. You talked about it, there's so many on this roster, and things just get harder and harder to stand out in the bantamweight division, but man, we are here for it. With that, we keep things moving. One more amateur fight heading your way. Let's meet our next opponent.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Andrew Villarreal.
Andrew Villarreal, 2-2 record, making his way to the cage for the 6th time ever. Has a no contest as well. There was a accidental eye poke, remember, in his debut fight.
Yeah, they ran that back. It was against Andrew Lauterbach.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was such a fun fight the second time around. He is riding a 1-fight win streak right now. Beat Colin Rogers at Fury Challenger Series 12 in November. Went the distance. You know, there's something to look out for. Has a really good chin, good boxing, and a really fun style for Villarreal.
Yeah, there's 2 losses are to C.J. Dismore and Andrew Lauterbach. So, I mean, no shame in that. I mean, it's to even take those fights that far, that close into your amateur career is saying something in itself on what kind of guy Andrew Villarreal is.
Yeah, and that Colin Rogers, he's a big welterweight. And I think it was like a short notice replacement for Villarreal. He went up a weight class, and he was able to, you know, use superior grappling and effectively outmuscle the big man. So the guy's got a lot of experience. This is our most decorated.
Mario Bustos stopping by to say hi to us. That's one of my favorite things, by the way, is like when the fighters just hang out behind us.
Yeah.
As the next fighter is getting ready to head inside, we get a chance to just talk to them.
Yeah, we get to see the best and worst parts of it. The loser sitting behind us and the winner sitting behind us. And, man, it is such a different feeling.
Oh, yeah. Part of the game.
Yep.
Villarreal is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Sean Tilman to the red corner.
I got to say, guys, I don't think I've ever seen Villarreal in such good shape. They said he made weight easy. I mean, that's good for him. Sean Tilman walking to the cage now. Tilman, the only man on the Fury record, amateur supposed to like to have a Peruvian necktie submission victory. Interesting fact.
You see him in Yves videos all the time. You see the Jiu-Jitsu shirt, Yves Edwards. He's always on his like tutorial videos, and is just he's just a student of the game. Is the best way to describe Sean Tilman. 4-1 record, 6th time here at Fury Amateur Series. Can't think he's going to be an amateur for much longer. Has everything in the toolkit to go pro. But man, he is such a fun fighter. When we look at our tail of the tape here, brought to you by OnlyFans, even on the reach, even on the height, 156.6 for Sean Tilman. The only slight concern here for the 23-year-old, but man, both of these fighters, so much experience, such a good matchup. And frankly, both of these fighters, I feel like, are ready to head out to the pro levels and start getting paid. Both fighters are inside. Let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next fight, brought to you by Space City Collective, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Katy, Texas, his amateur record stands at 2 wins, 2 losses. This is Superfly Andrew Villarreal. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 156.6 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 5 wins, only 1 defeat. This is Sean Flatland Tilman. Your referee in charge of the action, Nick Gonzalez.
All right, here we go. Final amateur fight of the afternoon before we head to the pros. Got 6 of those scheduled for you. Blue gloves for Villarreal, red for Tilman.
Oh, big right hander from Tilman.
Big punches. Wow.
Villarreal hurt bad.
Oh,
man.
Big slam.
Tilman's all over him.
Oh, Sean Tilman is looking crisp.
Man, how did Villarreal survive that? Wild exchange.
Just pause this fight and say, let's just go pro now, both of y'all. I need a 5-minute round here.
Alex, maybe you can help me with this. I don't remember which order it was, but I started doing the Peruvian necktie after I saw, I think it was either Nick or Nate Diaz and Diego Sanchez fighting, and Diego tried it on one of them. And big left hand!
What? Turn up event!
Tilman with some exceptional recovery skills. Man, 2 knockdowns in less than 90 seconds. One from each fighter.
Forget about the Peruvian necktie.
Yeah, that was a pinpoint left hander from Villarreal. It was a right hook from Tilman that hurt Villarreal earlier. Villarreal that straight left. I mean, those guys putting that open stance power punch into play here. Those guys are gigantic lightweights.
Yeah, and both guys with some heavy, heavy hands. I mean, both guys crumbling to the mat with one shot, while taking other shots, are recovering and getting back to their feet.
And then using good overhook, underhook work to mitigate damage.
And now Tilman seemingly back in control here.
So usually before amateurs go pro, especially good prospected amateurs, they often fight for the title. You know, you get 5 3-minute rounds. It's 15 minutes of fight time, just like any pro fight. It's like the camp is good, going the distance is good. Usually the level of competition is as high as it gets for the amateur division. I could see whoever wins this fight challenging for that 155 strap. Huge takedown there for Tilman.
Second big takedown and slam there for Tilman. And now we get a chance to see him work on the ground with 10 seconds left. All right, we get one more round of this.
So far, it's got to be round of the night, man. That was wild.
Yeah, good luck judging that round. That was about as equal of a round with I mean, devastation for both guys. Here, the knockdown of Villarreal.
I mean, if it's knockdown to knockdown, Tilman did have the 2 big takedowns. Watch the left hand.
Man, just snuck in there.
Yep.
Tilman was sitting down, about to throw a hard punch.
I mean, it could have been those 2 big takedowns that were the difference maker. I think Villarreal's knockdown was a little cleaner, but a knockdown's a knockdown.
Man, what a first round.
Yeah, what a first round. Beautiful job by both guys.
Yeah, it was cool to see the guys like kind of cover up and turtle. Their opponents really tried to finish, and they ended up like slowly wrestling and clinching up.
All right, round 2.
And a hard no on the glove touch from Villarreal.
Nice, another good sneaky right hand to set up a strong body lock there from Tilman.
See if Tilman can work another big slam here. 2 in that first round. The first one after a big clip as well. That was shocking.
And he put him down on his shoulders and head. I'm surprised the takedown didn't do more damage. But a big left hand there from Villarreal.
Villarreal
he ducks into a high kick, tries to catch it, scores a nice little high C takedown. Tilman, though, getting his hips out, splitting the base. Villarreal's hands together.
He was really sitting down on those last 2 punches, and I think that was just telegraphed there for Tilman to see if he can connect with the kick, but Royale turned it around, scored some points here. And now up against the cage.
Jeez, man, these guys need... Oh, big high kick there from Tilman. Looks like despite the guard being up, it did some damage.
Oh, yeah, there's some... Looks like... Oh, no, it's not a cut. It looked like a cut there for a second. There's just some hair.
Nice slip and rip there from Villarreal. You were right. This might as well be a pro fighter. These guys are fighting like them.
These guys look pro ready. And the crazy part, 23-year-old Deshaun Tilman, 23. Looking so poised.
Oh, man.
Oh, nice uppercut there from Villarreal. Had to absorb a bit of an assault there from Tilman. Tilman's not really letting up.
Man, Tilman is landing at will here. Looks like Villarreal is running out of gas a little bit.
Yeah, this finish could be near for Tilman if he just keeps going. Not putting too much behind those punches right now, but he is peppering in shots left and right. And now Villarreal trying to find something to break it up a little bit.
Tilman's still got to be careful. Those shots are coming hard from Villarreal.
And at strange angles. Try to sneak a high kick over the top from Tilman. That was cool. What an insane fight.
Oh, man, that last one, you could hear the thud, big knees, body, getting work there for Villarreal. Tilman now looking for that finish. Nick Gonzalez looking on. 15 seconds.
Man, one thing though, Villarreal, he's absorbing a lot, but his head is not sat still. He's not just covered, and he fires back. I mean, he's definitely losing the exchanges, but he's trying to find his moments. Man, what a round. They did not slow down after one. That's easily a Tilman round, but what a fight.
Let's take a look at these highlights for round 2.
And I'd like to see what the significant strike count was for Tilman. I mean, because he had to have 30 in that round.
I mean, minimum. Yeah, he threw several like 8-hit combinations.
Yeah, with those knees added in. It looked to me like he was getting dangerously close to those assisted knees or pulling the head down toward the knees, but did a good job of not crossing the line. So very, very close, but didn't cross the line. But
yeah,
and look,
in that one highlight, it was a 14-hit combo. And that was like that for about 2 minutes of the round. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 100 significant strikes in a 3-minute round. I mean, that's huge numbers. My guy Jake last night fought. It was about 1 minute and 50 seconds. He had over 100 significant strikes.
Wow.
About 90 of them were collar tie uppercuts. It was wild.
Jake getting a huge win yesterday. I was talking to Michael before. I was like, man, the bare knuckle, I can't, it's so hard to watch. Like, especially when you have a friend fighting, those punches connect with some oomph. But shout out to him getting a big win.
And the TDLR for finally getting it approved here in Texas.
Yeah. By the way, former Fury FC fighter Darren Whitney was in action last night as well. Didn't get the win, but put an impressive performance out there.
JC De Leon as well.
Oh, I didn't know JC was. I didn't see that. That's awesome.
He did great. He won his fight. Whitney had fight of the night, lost a super close decision. And then, of course, Jake, you know, multiple-time Fury veteran.
And how about Fury veteran Nazim Sadikov last night?
Double bonusing, fight of the night and performance tonight. That was awesome.
I mean, it reminded me a lot of this fight. I mean, there was,
double knot,
Moda dropped him in the first round. He was able to recover and then come back and basically do the same thing to him in the second round and was able to get the finish. But, man, what a fight.
Man, I could see this fight getting stopped if Tilman can put the same amount of volume. Put the boy right there. Villarreal, he's moving his head and he's firing back. And those are fighting potential shots he's throwing.
And Villarreal is as tough as they come. Going back to that Nazim Sadikov fight, man, that was some good officiating, by the way, because other officials might have stopped that fight early, but Nazim was putting up good defense. He, Didn't take much damage on that onslaught, and then came back and gets a huge win in front of the hometown crowd.
Oh, big right hand there from Tilman. Good return from Royale. 1 minute left here in this third and final round. These boys with a featured amateur fight here of the night. Rightfully so. I mean,
yeah, I think we all had this one marked on our sheet. I mean, I've got to be honest. I thought one of these guys would finish this early. I thought it might go into the second round, but you could see why. Man, both of them are landing big shots, and both of them are taking the big shots. Oh, man.
Thought of a kick.
I know Jordan Garcia is the 155-pound champ. I'd love to see the winner of this fight challenge for that belt. If I'm not mistaken, he and Tilman, I think, were slated to fight, but it was like a week of pull-out. Don't quote me on that, but something along those lines.
If it holds here unofficially, I think Tilman will get the win here. I don't think he needs a belt. I think he's ready to go pro. Like, to me, gas tank looks good this far.
Fight IQ, tremendous technique, amazing. I mean, what a scrap.
Yeah.
Man,
what a fight. What a fight.
Great fight, man. Tilman just continues to impress. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, no. I mean, and he's got one of the craftiest submissions ever. Goes out here, puts on a striking clinic. Deals with some real adversity, getting dropped there in round one with that left hand.
Yeah, again, Tilman landing, numerous significant shots here in the third round. Villarreal at times looking like, he was gonna go out, and then would come right back firing shots that, like you said, could end this fight at any second if one of those land. But man, Tilman just, both guys with a great chin, both guys throwing heavy punches. What a fight.
Both guys came in super shape, great conditioning.
Man, I want to give somebody some homework and count those strikes from each one of those guys in all 3 rounds. I mean, it's got to be a big number.
So we're going to have pro fights coming your way as well. We got 6 of those scheduled. I don't think we're going to get all of them in, but you never know. Hey, we have a bunch of finishes like we had to start this card, this amateur portion. Maybe we get them in. And then at 4:30 p.m., we head to UFC Fight Pass for Fury FC 105's main card. We get both fighters to the center of the cage here in a second. Wayne is standing by, and we're waiting for the fighters. That rarely happens when Wayne is the first one in. All right, let's see how the judges scored this one. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by Space City Collective. With scores of 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27, your winner by unanimous decision, Sean Flatland Tilman. All right, folks, that's going to take us into a 10-minute intermission. When we come back, we move on to the pros. 5 professional prelim fights to come on the other side of this 10-minute intermission. Got a few minutes to get something to eat, something to drink. Stop by, pick up some official Fury Fighting Championship gear. Also,
we're going to wait a second. There we go. So keep the stream open. We'll be right back in 10 minutes. Right back.
And we'll be back with the
Welcome back to the Fury FC 105 preliminary live stream. Please welcome to the blue corner for your next fight, Luis Felipe.
All right, Luis Felipe making his debut, went 8-4 as an amateur. Has been fighting since 2015, but had a long layoff for 5 years in that run. So it's been a while. Not sure what to expect from Luis Felipe, training out of 10th Planet.
Oh yeah, I saw some training footage. I wasn't super familiar. He looks super sharp. You got Andrew Craig in his corner. Those 10th Planet Austin guys, man, they're always solid. They have great striking. They have a ton of great wrestlers and grapplers.
Works at the comedy mothership, as many who train at 10th Planet. There's like a pipeline.
Yeah, there's, the Comedy Mothership became a sponsor of the fight team at 10th Planet in Austin because they're head of security, and most of the security guys are jiu-jitsu guys from 10th Planet in Austin. And, they were nice enough to give me some tickets and go in there. I saw Luis, I saw Shane Keefe, I saw Zach Moore, I saw all those guys. Yeah, Sean Magnus. Sean Magnus is their enforcer. If you're going to get thrown out by the belt loop, Sean Magnus is going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And so, man, and I'll say this again. I say it every time. Andrew Craig, Curtis Hembroff, all those guys over at 10th, Zach Moore, all those guys over at 10th Planet Austin. I love those guys, and always happy to see their fighters in the Fury cage.
All right, Luis is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Nick Osuna to the red corner.
Nick Osuna went 4-1 as an amateur. Every fight went the distance. Hasn't fought since March of 2024, so a lot of experience. Finally making that debut right here in Houston, his hometown.
Yeah, Nick Osuna, that's a lot of experience going the distance in all 5 fights or all 6 fights, whatever that was as an amateur, 5 fights. Fighting that many rounds, Alex, and getting that much experience, and then turning pro, one of those guys that, did not fight for a title, but decided to turn pro. And what do you think that deciding factor is, Alex, whenever you're coming in here with that much experience? Is it just that alone?
Man, maybe so. I'll tell you, the 4-ounce guys have been on an absolute tear. We saw Michael Aswell get signed to the UFC. Yeah. Josh Van has been just one of the most winningest fighters out of Houston lately. They got Justice Torres fighting later on this card. I mean, I think it was just maybe the room he's in. His coaches must have just seen something like, hey, it's time to start to get paid. If we're going to make a run, let's start it now. And those guys are as seasoned as it gets. So I'm not too sure that deciding factor, but I would imagine it's his level and how he's doing with the guys in the training room.
Here's something crazy. We look at our tailored tape, but Nick Osuna used to weigh 280 pounds.
What?
Yeah, 280 pounds, had offers to play college football, but he knew he wanted to be an MMA fighter, and now coming in at 154.8. That is nuts.
I'll bet you can punch hard. Woo!
If my math is right, that's 130 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
Man.
And what position did he play at 5'11", 280?
Had to be a nose tackle.
Yeah, something like that.
Had to be a tackle because that is a big body. All right, both fighters are inside. Let's get our introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 154.6 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Tonight, he looks for his first win as a pro. Here is 2-piece Luis Felipe. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This 4-ounce fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 154.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, tonight he makes his professional debut. This is Nick Osuna. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, right, 2 debuts inside the cage. Professor Joe Solis getting the first pro assignment of the evening. Luis Felipe, blue gloves. Osuna, red.
Osuna diving in for a takedown here. Doesn't look like he's trying to get his hands together, trying to decide if he wants to go single or double.
Double. Felipe doing a good job staying upright. Osuna's got his hands together. His head's not in the best spot. But if he can get his hips underneath his body, he could maybe elevate. Felipe with really, really good takedown defense here. Using that long frame to maintain a bunch of just wedges with his arms, underhooks, cross blocks. Usually when we see these wrestlers connect their hands, they can hit a strong elevation, but Luis is pretty tall and long for the division.
And very, very strong, it looks like also.
And Luis, 6 foot. Osuna, 5'11", 74 inches on the reach for Osuna.
I'll tell you, with Osuna, you know, he's been in for about 2 minutes now. Has not hit a takedown yet, but this can be very draining. Nice, Haragoshi. Anytime it's done from the overhook, though, your partner always has that underhooking leverage, the ability to control the hips. Good get up, though, from Luis. I mean, went for that throw, ended up on bottom, but got back to his feet. Osuna finally securing an offensive takedown, looking for a little wrist ride.
Michael, I know you get a chance to roll at 10th Planet when you are in Austin. Have you had a chance to roll with Luis?
And I don't remember, you know, there's 100 guys in there for their open mat, and it's wild. And, you know, the best and worst thing about 10th Planet is everybody, it's all no-gi, so you don't know what nobody's wearing a colored rash guard. Like, they don't, you know, they're a little looser on the rules around there than a lot of schools, you know, when it comes to apparel. So you don't know if you're rolling with a purple belt MMA fighter, a white belt, or a black belt. You just don't know sometimes. I'm getting to know them. Trust me, after I roll with them, I know exactly what they are.
Yeah.
But I don't remember
20 seconds.
Yeah, especially whenever they're good leg lockers. But yeah,
attempt. Ooh, nice. Oh. He got the leg over. He's got a
that's tight.
Oh, is this going to be enough? The squeeze is on. Angle looks good. There's still 140 left in this round. A lot of time to work with. Looks like there's a little bit of an opening.
Yeah, Osuna's looking, he's like friendly with his arms and trying to posture. This is where Luis needs to go classic, like blue belt triangle. Get the arm across, cut the angle, pull the back of the head down into that, in this case, the right hamstring. So it seems enticing to punch, but I mean, he gets that arm across and really bites down hard on that figure 4.
Yeah, and it's hips up. Hand on the wrist and the elbow. Push the elbow across. And that's a really difficult task to get out of once that happens.
It's almost like Luis's legs are like too long. There's a lot of slack in there.
And just needs to see if he can re-shoot it. The angle's way too big right now.
This will fatigue the legs, though. You hold a triangle long enough.
Yeah, especially whenever their defense is posture.
Yeah.
When the defense is posture, it takes a lot out of your legs.
30 seconds for Osuna to survive this. Has been doing a good job so far.
He seems to be pretty comfortable as Osuna.
There you go. Loosens it up. There's the break.
You know, this is where, we know these judges are often grapplers, hopefully educated, because I mean, Osuna worked about half the round for the takedown. Scores the takedown, but gets trapped in a triangle and then swept. I think that's a pretty. I mean, I think it should be a pretty clear Luis round. He's one threatening all of the offense.
Yeah, and if there was any doubt, I mean, that sweep there at the end with just a few seconds left, probably. So this, if you have the overhook, Alex, you don't want to pull them across your body. It's kind of bumping the hip out and pushing them away from your body so that they don't land on you like that. It's very difficult to drag someone across your body. And there's that triangle. Man, there's a, you know, just changing that angle makes that so tight. And when you have those long legs like that, Rahil's right, it's almost more difficult to close that triangle. You almost have to have that angle, because if they're staying wide, staying postured up, really difficult. And to me, the worst part about it, it fatigues your legs. It also gives you drop foot on that gate leg. It's like when you're pulling down on that foot so much, and it's really, really taxing on that foot.
Luis made no attempt to change the angle either.
No, it's like right when he locked it, it looked like he tried to pull on the head and try to finish it, but he didn't really look to try to actually cap it. He was looking for elbows.
Yeah, and Osuna did a good job of staying square. You know, you want to posture up, you want to stay square with your opponent, you want to stay directly in front of them. Your shoulders and their hips should be exactly square, and he did a good job of that the entire time he was in that triangle.
Osuna staying on that heavy wrestling assault.
But he doesn't want to give that up here again. I mean, he does not want to be in that triangle.
Twice,
yeah. Luis has to clear that left leg, which, I mean, it looks like he can pummel it under. Osuna really good awareness, but he actually got put right back in it.
Good pressure from the top for Luis, or excuse me, for Osuna.
Yeah, no surprise, you know, Luis Felipe is good off his back, coming from the 10th Planet guys over there. You know, I forgot to mention Gabe Tuttle. He's the instructor for most of the classes over there now, I think. And there's such a high-level jiu-jitsu over there. And you have so many guys. And at open mat, I mean, you know all the people from Austin. There's a ton of B-team guys, or a ton of, you know, not a lot of new wave guys lately, but man, there's just always so many guys. There's so many visitors. You know, I've rolled with Division I wrestlers that were 20 years old there, and just, you never know who's going to be on the mat there. It's amazing.
Joe Rogan's not training there, right?
I think when he does train, he trains mostly at his house, I think. But he may go there occasionally. I know he went whenever it was at the Onnit facility directly across the street. I know he was there a little bit then, but man, Joe Rogan can't go anywhere now. He's too famous.
I was going to say.
Could we see him a plata here from Luis?
Yeah, arguably the most famous person in the world.
That's why you train at home too. You can't go anywhere.
That's right. In Fort Worth, Texas, it's a burden, but you know, it's something I live with.
This global broadcast on UFC Fight Pass, man.
Camping out in the half guard position, great way to make your opponent carry your weight. We have one of the legs trapped, so really, I mean, it mitigates pretty much all submissions that require the lower body. I mean, there's some maybe Kimuras you could try to trap in bottom half, but they're often short-lived. The top half guard really is a strong position of control and cooking.
Yeah, and if you're going to be on the ground and you're going to be scoring, this is where you want to do it from.
Fans might not like it, but there is so much emptying of the tank right now going on.
Yeah, and there's so much happening that as practitioners, Alex and I can see, you know, the way the hips are turning, and you know, he's moving those hips over the feet so that that butterfly hook is not effective anymore. And then Luis Felipe trying to push that arm down, trying to use that butterfly sweep to get him over. Osuna, you know, counters that, goes to side control, which is arguably a worse position for MMA.
Yeah, it opens up transitions to full mount, which will often open up a transition to the back mount. You see Luis trying to turn away, which can also give the back up.
Good pressure here for Osuna. He's a student at Lone Star Sci-Fair right now, also working at FedEx. I love hearing the stories of these guys, man. Managing school, work, training. So impressive.
I think it's actually somebody's shorts coming apart. I think it's the decals off the shorts coming off. Oh, look at this omoplata reversal there.
So he gives up position 4 though into another triangle. Nobody scramble out.
Some blood there from Felipe's left eyebrow area.
Yeah, I think that's where it was coming from. There was a short little elbow. There was like one elbow that Osuna threw once he finally got to side control. It looks like it opened up a little cut.
Oh yeah, it's bleeding pretty good too.
It's coming down. We'll see if this round pays dividends for Osuna in round 3, because he just wore out Felipe there for a while.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens in round 3. If it gets there, we still have 10 seconds. It looks like we will. Both fighters walking to the same corner. That's where you know somebody's tired.
Share the stool.
Yeah, possibly a round apiece here.
Yeah.
Luis Felipe, in our opinion, winning the first round, and then, of course, Osuna winning the second round pretty handily. Are we sharing a cut man again today?
Think so.
Nope, there he is.
All right, we have 2.
Yeah, you see this single leg eventually getting Felipe to the ground. Kind of a combination of running the pipe and
tripping him.
Yeah, and tripping him. Felipe almost has this omoplata reversal here. Got a little bit overzealous with his transition. Maybe should have tried to throw that triangle up again right there.
Cool.
Good transition points.
Yeah, it's funny. Referee José Luis misses nothing. It was the black leg material we were saying were actually the gloves of Osuna.
Huh.
Oh, nice right hand there from Luis.
Man, we never have issues with our gloves. Fighters Inc. Fantastic gloves.
Yeah, awesome gloves.
Yeah.
Gold ones for the title fights.
Those are the coolest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. They sent me a little care package the other day with the rash guard shorts and a pair of little boxing gloves and a couple t-shirts. It was awesome. Thank you to Fighters Inc.
Yeah, love Fighters Inc. Love all of our sponsors here at Fury FC. And you can tell that it's growing. We've got decals everywhere. Every ring post is covered. So if you want to get in on that action, by the way, follow us on Instagram. Send us a message. Take care of your business as well at Fury Fighting. See what Osuna can do here with this advantage.
It's just such a taxing fighting style.
Yeah.
For your opponent. You're this versed at wrestling and are used to this part of it. And it's so taxing to defend and, getting taken down and get back up and taken down and get back up and arm trapped and then get back up. And, man, it's so taxing.
And look, this isn't a knock on the style at all for Osuna. Every fight has gone the distance for him, even in his amateur career. And this is a great way. I mean, this is a taxing. This takes a lot of endurance, a lot of cardio. But what are you going to do with this position, especially as you advance in your pro career? And if you do want to get to the UFC, we know that the playbook is out there. We don't want look, every once in a while the fight goes the distance, that's fine, but you need finishes. So how can you leverage these great positions that you have into finishes if you're Nick Osuna?
I just think you have to keep looking for the advancement of the position, and and not care so much about the control, and it's a matter of your confidence and your ability to counter whatever they're doing to stop your repositioning. And so I think you just have to, he's confident here, obviously, getting here and then staying here and, making some small attempts to move into half guard, and then once he's in there, but control seems to be the main focus of this. And, like you said, Raheel, at this level, you're going to get a decision most of the time if you do this. But, you're right, they want to see those wow moments. They want to see those big finishes. And, especially of good guys, as you get up and you get 3-0, even if you're grinding out fights like this, you're going to go against some guys who can do this and are dynamic strikers and are good jiu-jitsu guys and are good wrestlers, and are hard punchers. And so that just part of the game has to evolve.
And, we've seen it from the highest level guys here at Fury, not to throw names out there or anything, but we've seen guys who are right there in the UFC, Mick Maynard or Sean Shelby, these guys come back and say, yeah, but early on in this guy's career, distance, and yeah, he got those wins, but it doesn't make this fighter stand out when we're trying to get the best of the best. And look, this is his first pro fight, so no knock against him, but this is something that Osuna, has on his record, is that your fights go the distance. And this is a big slam there. Message for all fighters out there, especially if you're fighting at Fury FC.
Yeah, plus stylistically, Luis, he's got a very, very active guard recovery style. So anytime Osuna did get the side control, Felipe was just quick to regard.
And let's be clear about something. We had this exact same conversation about Bruce Whitehead at a Tulsa show, I believe.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And he went on a tear. He had a fight very similar to this. And then, we talked about it exactly the way we're talking about it now, just, about improving and all those things. There's no knock on anyone, but man, Bruce went on a tear. And, Nichols has the type of skills that he can do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was not there for that.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I trained a ton with Bruce.
Alex is the one that told on us
for this main event title fight. Dude, Bruce is a damage doer just by nature, especially him at welterweight. It's insane.
Yeah, and Bruce Whitehead, by the way, taking on Victor Valenzuela here in our main event, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on UFC Fight Pass. We're going to watch that. But in that fight, not only was Bruce, we knew the skills that Bruce had, and that's what was so frustrating watching him. Why is he doing this? He was taking on a guy in Taylor McSpadden who usually fights at 145, moved up for 155. And Michael, you and I joked about this, maybe, he should probably be a 135er.
Yeah.
But Bruce just could not get it. He just took the control as opposed to the finish. Got stood up twice in that fight. And you're right, ever since then, he changed it.
Yeah. An absolute animal. Man, I usually don't feel bad, with a teammate beating up a guy, but in Bruce's last fight, he beat his opponent up so bad, I kind of felt bad. It's crazy.
Check this out. We are heading to the Alario Center in New Orleans on July 18th for some Friday night fights. The UFC is in town as well. That event is going to be on Saturday. But man, I can't wait. The return of Isaac Moreno taking on Rodriguez. Our main event, Murnau taking on Miniev. Man, this is going to be a banger of a card. It's been 2 years since we went to New Orleans, so excited to be heading back to the Big Easy for some beignets and brawls. All right, judges have scored this fight. Wayne is standing by. Let's see how they scored it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com. Judge Ricardo Delgado scores the fight 29-28 Osuna. Judge Chance Williams scores the fight 29-27 Felipe. And Judge Jesse Loretti scores by 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Nick Osuna.
All right, kind of what we expected, gentlemen. Thought it was going to be unanimous decision, split decision win for Nick Osuna. And definitely celebrated. First pro win. Was something to clean up as we progress in the career of Nick Osuna, and can't wait to have Luis Felipe back in. Had a long layoff, first fight back after many years. Can't wait to see him, hopefully in the future. We keep things moving and meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Dustin Smith to the blue corner.
All right, Dustin Smith, second time inside the Fury FC cage, looking for his first pro win ever. Lost to Lucas Valente at Fury Challenger Series 13 just a couple of months back in April. Got tapped in the first round. Dustin also looking for that first win ever as a pro or an AMI. Loves to fight, loves to compete. And here he is stepping back inside the cage.
Yeah, nothing wrong with losing to Lucas Valente, a world champion, black belt. Very high-level debut for anyone. And, the advice I'd give to Dustin Smith, he's had 3 fights, 2 as an amateur and 1 as a pro. All 3 of them have ended with him being rear naked choked. Don't give up your back, Dustin.
Yeah. Done some jiu-jitsu. I'll tell you, though, he's fighting Josh Alimon, who, one, can grapple extraordinarily well, a very decorated purple belt. But he's got a couple of flying knee KO highlight finishes. I'll take rear naked choke any day.
Yeah.
Dustin Smith has 5 kids, loves to fight, loves to compete, loves seeing the dad get in there. Let's meet his opponent. We'll get Wayne ready in just a second.
Please welcome to the red corner, Josh Alimon.
The all-star Josh Alimon, 4-time inside the Fury FC cage, on a 1-fight losing streak right now. Last fought in December at Fury FC 99, and this is a fight that he thinks about a lot against Nick Talavera. Going back watching it, had that fight under control in round 3, made 1 mistake, got tapped.
Yeah, he had that fight won. I mean, as locked in as you could have had it, and just got caught in the close guard with the Kimura. It was wild to see.
Yeah, and Josh Alimon, I mean, he has my vote on maybe the toughest 3-fight career to start his pro career of any fighter on the roster. He was 4-0 as an amateur. He's 1-2 now, but those losses are Nick Talavera and Tony Toro. I mean, and if you have not seen a Tony Toro fight, I mean, tune in, because Tony Toro is one of the most exciting fighters, hits like a truck, and Josh Alimon sat there and hung with him.
15 minutes,
yeah.
That's right.
We'll look at our tail of the tape. Brought to you by Sheath Underwear. You see the age difference right there. The 26-year-old Josh Alimon. That huge reach advantage, 9 inches. Short on the height for Alimon, but the all-star ready to go. And you see the weight miss there for Dustin Smith. Alimon said, it's all good. Let's fight. I want to keep this going. Alimon's a full-time accountant, trains, and then also has a side hustle, has a company that he runs as well. So I don't know how he finds the time, but this young man is very impressive. Joshua Alimon is inside. Let's get our introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC lightweight division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 161.2 pounds. Fighting out of Graham, Texas, tonight he looks for his first win as a pro. Here is Dustin Sandman Smith. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 155.2 pounds. Fighting out of Rosenberg, Texas, by way of Los Angeles, California, tonight he looks for his second win as a pro. Here is the all-star, Joshua Alimon.
All right, Dustin Smith, blue gloves, red trunks for Alimon, the all-star. Slip on the high kick there for Dustin Smith.
Oh, man.
Into a flying armbar attempt.
And for the Demetrius Johnson.
He said he
for the
wanted it.
armbar.
Alimon was looking for the highlight there. Oh, big punches there for Dustin Smith. Another big slip. Oh, man.
This looking like a street fight here. The headlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The overswinging.
Yeah.
I'd be curious how many minutes of grappling Smith has done outside of this cage.
Big punches here. Alimon, former rugby player, ran track as well. Just giving up the arm there. Alimon opting not to take it right now.
Yeah, you won't see many better athletes in this cage than Josh Alimon. Just an all-around athlete. I mean, very tough. All the rugby players I know are the toughest human beings on the planet. Most of the ones I know are 50, but still,
they're still tough.
They're still tough.
Speaking of rugby, shout out to the Houston SaberCats playing the Major League Rugby League. They're going to the finals, going for the cup. A big attempt here, and that is it. Joshua Alimon gets the tap of Dustin Smith. After two huge slams, Alimon makes quick work of Dustin Smith.
Another rear naked choke finish on Dustin Smith. Got a little work to do on his ground game, but man, came out throwing some big punches. Got out of an armbar.
He did escape an armbar?
Yeah, and landed some pretty good shots on Alimon. Oops.
Here's that big slam. Yeah, there was the attempt. It was almost there. That right arm or right leg just going to get out, and then there's the cradle. I haven't seen that in a while. You get to rock your opponent before slamming him.
Yeah, that arm went right under the chin, and only a few seconds gone by, and Dustin Smith is tapping.
Let's make things official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 1 minute, 33
seconds into the very first round. Declaring your winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, the all-star, Joshua Alimon.
All right, we're going to keep things moving. Meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Cristobal Ibanz.
All right, Cristobal Ibanz, second time inside the Fury FC cage. Got tapped by Artur Miniev back in November at Fury FC 98. But look, Artur Miniev is a bad man, and it was a tough fight for him in his debut. Cristobal Ibanz has a lot of experience. Went 4-1 as an amateur. Trains at 10th Planet, so has some skills. Just ran into a tough first opponent.
Yeah, I mean,
was it an overhand?
I don't remember how he lost.
I don't think it was a submission. I'm pretty sure it was an overhand. Super brutal overhand right. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and Miniev with those, strong hands, strong overhand punches. I mean, it's that's gonna be a tough. If it lands on just about anybody in any weight class, that's gonna knock them out. But it goes to show you that those guys over there at 10th Planet, I mean, they'll take the fight. Yeah. They will fight the best guys. They are prepared. And, that's just the way the fight game goes. I mean, sometimes things land, and, we've seen disappointments where, a lot of guys that weren't supposed to win came in here and won. Yeah. We see it at every level. Big underdogs go in and, knock out you know, some heavy favorites. You just never know in this fight game. It's the best thing about it.
It was a big overhand right. You're correct. My bad on that one. The punches were the reason. All right, Cristobal's inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Chet Hampton.
Jet Hampton, second time inside the Fury FC cage, coming off his debut loss as well back in Fury Challenger Series 12 in November. Lost to Chris Velarde. That was a tough fight. Got tapped in round 2, but he had some powerful kicks in that fight.
Yeah, he's 4-2. He's got 3 rear naked choke finishes as an amateur. You know, so 3 of the 4 wins are finishes, and a Muay Thai background, obviously, and you know, just loves to stand and strike, and those leg kicks, a staple of most Muay Thai fighters, especially in MMA.
Yeah, a fun fight in the clincher. I remember that fight. That was a crazy fight. And yeah, I mean, we got a good little pro prelim on our hands. Yeah, Cristobal Solitude, like, and you see many of his headlining a Fury card here soon. Like, talk about a tough luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Cristobal rock solid, fighting a good Muay Thai fighter.
Look at our Tilman tape here. Sorry, Alex. Brought to you by Warbringer Southwest Bourbon. The cock and the walk, even on the height, even on the reach. Both fighters did make weight for this lightweight showdown. Should be Jet Hampton, not Jeff. Shout out to Jeff Hampton. I'm sure Jeff Hampton is out there somewhere.
Yeah.
On a yacht.
Undoubtedly, he'll take credit for this fight if he wins. Like, see, I had an MMA fight and I won.
Jeff Hampton definitely sounds like a rich dude.
Yeah.
With a yacht.
Dad's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Or something.
Jeff Hampton.
Yeah. Cut them some slack for Hill. It's their first show they've ever done.
I'm going to build out this whole character as we get our final checkups.
Yeah.
Jeff Hampton is definitely working in private equity.
Yeah.
Twice divorced dad. Loves a good chicken Alfredo.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, programming note, we will not get all of these pro fights in. We're hoping to get a couple more in, but we will have swing bouts for you after our main event or main card broadcast on UFC Fight Pass. I'll give you some more directions on that later. But inside, let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next fight brought to you by the Cock of the Walk. Warbringer Whiskey is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 6 feet tall, and he weighed in officially at 155.2 pounds. Fighting out of La Serena, Chile. Tonight, he looks for his first win as a pro. Here is Cristobal Ibanz. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 155.6 pounds. Fighting out of Temple, Texas, by way of Paradise, California. Tonight, he too looks for his first professional win. This is Chet Hampton. Your referee in charge of the action, JJ Ferraro.
JJ Ferraro inside. Jet Hampton, red gloves. Cristobal Ibanz with the blue.
Good check there from Cristobal early on. Nice open stance there from Jet. Right hand. Ibanz is being patient when he lets go, but he's got good accuracy. Ibanz. Hampton's hand was up to it, hit him through his guard. Still got the knockdown. Really good quality strikes there from Cristobal.
Yeah, good combination too. A combination of punches followed by the head kick.
Good guillotine here from Cristobal, see?
Oh, almost had him elevated and swept.
Hey, nice half guard sweep there.
Easy.
Man, Ibanz is explosive in his actions.
Opts to break, get back to the center of the cage. Does Ibanz. He truly believes he's going to be in the UFC one day.
Hey, nice
man.
real kick there. Into a hook kick. It's an axe kick. Superman punch. Ibanz hitting with all the special moves. Stepping elbow attempt there from Jet.
Good sprawl from Ibanz. Both fighters trying to attack at the same time with the same. Looks like they may have butted heads there, Alex.
Oh yeah.
There's a cut over the right eye of Jet Hampton, right over here by this white jacket.
Remember that last Fury show we called? There was so much blood everywhere the entire night.
Zach Borrego's ear exploded all over us.
Yeah.
Mostly all over you, Raheel.
Yeah, mostly over me. Stains did come out. Shout out to my wife. She has it down to a science, having 2 kids, how to get out blood stains. Hey, Ibanz just looks like the Terminator inside. Just moves forward, just looking for that one opening.
Got somebody else's blood all over his back.
Oh, good sitting on the right hand. Ibanz has got really, really sharp quality of his strikes. He's patient too. When he throws, he throws. No wasted energy.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of his ground game earlier. Very nice sweep. Oh,
Flying knee, but look, I don't know if it connected there, if more of a
I think
slip.
Ibanz ended up slipping as he tried to evade that flying knee. Another check there from Ibanz.
About 40 seconds left in round 1. Jet's corner urging him to move forward.
and it's so hard to keep moving forward when the thing you're moving toward is just throwing bombs at you. 20 seconds here in the first round. Great round from Cristobal Ibanz. That hard kicks from Hampton also.
Good backhand of the first round for Hampton. Felt a little bit more comfortable, found his range a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and started to move forward a little bit more.
Bam. Oh. Yeah, just notice the hands were up. It's just that toe wrapped right around that high guard. Slipped him right in the ear. Spinning hook kick. Right to an axe kick. Into a Superman punch. They didn't show that part. Oh yeah, good eye, Mike. That certainly is what opened him up.
Yeah, it looked to me like they both went in at the same time, and then by the time they got over to the cage, he was bleeding. So, no other exchanges in there. But that's a pretty deep cut.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's in a good spot though. It's over there to the right side of the eye. Blood doesn't seem to be going in the eye. and that's what you got to watch out for. If the blood goes in the eye, blood in the eye can actually cause damage to the eye, and so you have to be aware of that. But it doesn't look like there's any risk of that here just yet. Look at that knot coming up on the left leg of Hampton right away from that leg kick.
Ninja choke. Oh no, he's spinning out of it. Ooh. Oh man, it worked. We saw Marab hit O'Malley with one of those. O'Malley spun, but it didn't matter. Josh Koscheck got tapped by Jake Ellenberger once. Same thing, standing ninja choke, spins out of it, but still gets kind of tapped like a weird north-south variant. Props to Ibanz. We don't see those chokes get escaped from that often.
Yeah, especially that tight. I mean, the fingers were wrapped all the way around the gate arm, so really difficult to get out. And you're not breathing that whole time. It cuts off the oxygen pretty quickly.
Good sprawl there, Cristobal. Jet got deep on that shot.
Ibanz doing a good job. Oh, there's that head kick again. Ibanz teeing off on Hampton.
Man, these guys are slipping and sliding all over, inside, blood everywhere.
Man, that was dangerously close to finishing there. Yeah. Ibanz landed a couple of big punches, and then Hampton tied him up, was able to get him down, wrestle him down, and I mean, that saved him. He was in some real danger there. That head kick again landing.
Good get up there from Cristobal. Nice jabs down the collision. Strong sprawl again.
Man, it looked like he hit him with his head again whenever he went to sprawl. I think Ibanz is going to go to that combination head kick again at some point.
Yeah, interestingly, in the first round that dropped him was a right high kick, and that second one in the second round was a left high kick. Good consistent pressure there from Jet Hampton. Poked him in the eye. He reached with his hand out. That was an accidental eye poke.
Man, can we get a shot of Jet Hampton real quickly, smiling with blood coming down everywhere? That is a beautiful, beautiful sight.
We have some of the best combat sports photographers in the business here at Fury Fighting Championship. I hope they got a shot of that sprawl whenever Ibanz went up in the air. He was almost midair for like 2 seconds, it seemed like. Big sprawl and a deep penetration from Hampton. I hope they got that shot.
All right, back to action we go.
I mean, we saw some good elbows in the debut fight there from Jet. Ooh, a good knee in the clinch.
Yeah, Hampton, after a little break there, coming out aggressive. See Hampton changing stances pretty regularly throughout the fight.
after the second round. Nice good right hand there for Cristobal. Looking to show off with that high kick again. That foot just barely clipped him right in that cut. I like this takedown defense of Cristobal. Every time I think the takedown's going to happen, he finds a way to get his arms under and his hips out.
Yeah, at this stage of the fight, both guys very slick. Ibanez doing a good job of sliding his underhooks in.
How we scored in that second round?
Man, I think that was an Ibanez round. He was kind of able to shut down the offensive grappling there of Jet and land the bigger strikes, albeit a bit more infrequent.
Yeah, the highlight was that ninja choke attempt for Hampton, and wasn't able to get it, but you know, he landed some decent shots there in the second round. But you're right, Alex. I think Ibanez landed the better shots and is doing the most damage. We're watching that cut creep open.
Yeah.
Creep down the face and up the eye.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was pretty bad right when it happened, but he's been targeted in that cut quite a bit. Oof.
All right, third round.
Yeah, I expect to see a very aggressive Jet Hampton here.
A beautifully timed foot sweep on that knee. That was awesome. It's a pretty classic, like Muay Thai, high-level trick. Clinch up, anticipate their knee, hard rotate and block the standing foot. That was cool. That was executed so well, he landed right inside control. K-guard entry almost.
I don't know what they do over there at 10th Planet to make all their guys so flexible, but and they all seem to have the flexibility of a 10-year-old. It's pretty amazing.
Fridays with Andrew Craig. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. Speaking of Andrew Craig, he's looking big these days. You think he can make 185, Alex?
Probably. I'm sure he can mix it up with those young bloods regularly.
It's a little bit more laid-back lifestyle in Austin.
Oh, yeah. Andrew Craig doesn't age either.
No, he doesn't.
Andrew Craig's been 25 since he was 21.
Love it. On Fridays, they do, like, Fridays and Saturdays, they head out to Zilker Park, which is the big marquee park in Austin, and they just kind of flow over there, get some striking in, and it's always fun to see, like, 10 MMA guys in the middle of a park. People are just going about their business. They're just getting some rounds in, getting some sparring in, light sparring.
They're part of the landscape now.
Yeah.
Andrew Craig had one of the most brutal head kick KOs in the UFC. And he's not a very flexible dude. Like, that head kick he threw was against Rafael Natal. And it was just such a lumbering high kick. When it landed with so much impact. It was wild.
Fact, called fights with Andrew Craig before.
Yep.
Back in the legacy days.
Yeah, we've called myself and Todd Moore called a fight or two with him. Yep. In Alex's absence, he's filled in for him once or twice over the years. He's a good commentator also. A lot of fun on the microphone. A lot of fun in the room. Andrew Craig's a great dude.
Hampton controlling round 3.
Talk about long-term value of a foot sweep. He's at about 3 minutes of control time.
He hasn't done much, down there. He's controlled him. And, if nothing else happens, that'll win him this third round. But I think he was just down 2 rounds.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's going to be very difficult for him to pull out a decision here. Because, for just control, they're not going to give him a 10-8 round for a draw. And so he's going to have to do something. And it's going to have to be devastating in the next, less than 90 seconds to try to finish Cristobal Ibanz, who's shown no signs that, much has phased him so far in this fight.
They did make a mess out of this cage, though.
Yep, our cage crew is going to have their work cut out before we head to UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. as we will crown a new welterweight champion, the interim welterweight belt on the line. Victor Valenzuela taking on Bruce Whitehead. And we'll talk about this on that broadcast, but since you're here already, Cody Freeman, Cameron Graves, that fight is off. So that fight almost felt like it was cursed to begin with yesterday. Cody Freeman did not make weight, so the title wasn't up for grabs. Cameron Graves just not, he medically was not cleared to go, so that fight is officially called. But we still have 6 fights for you on UFC Fight Pass. It's going to be a fun one. Late attempt here by Ibanz. Big elbows. And we will be going to the judges' scorecards. Oh, man, look at the face of Jet Hampton. Blood everywhere. Can't see it right now.
Yeah, I mean, good third round. Jet Hampton, I think, won that third round. Controlled basically the entire time. There you saw that foot sweep. Never really advanced. You see Cristobal Ibanz here locking up basically a high guard. Never had a triangle choke here. Just wanted to do a little bit more damage leaving round 3, but I think this is a 29-28 Cristobal Ibanz decision, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and again, if you're not familiar with MMA, we have nothing to do with who wins this.
Me and Alex know. Michael Alexander has everything to do.
Yeah, I've written down.
Black Belt 99.
That's right.
Mike 99 on Instagram.
He also he actually prefers guys to message and reach out to him too if they're unhappy. So.
Yeah,
and explain why. Really go.
Especially if you've never fought before. Those are the ones I really encourage to reach out to me and tell me your opinion. I love it.
I think when we first started this broadcast crew, about 4 years now, it feels like, 2021.
Yeah.
I used to get messages, and I would respond with each one, I don't care.
Yeah.
And it got shut down real fast. I do not care how you feel the fight went. I'm sorry. I appreciate everyone watching. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Not my job. My job's to call the fights. Have some fun.
I got pretty thoroughly griped at once. I was actually I was not on the mic. I was warming my guy up, and I'm like, dude, you're complaining to the wrong guy. We don't mind you complain, but at least get the guy right. It was pretty funny.
Man, we've had a lot of fun so far on the prelims broadcast. So programming note, the next 3 fights will be swing bouts after our main card broadcast on UFC Fight Pass. It will be up on YouTube and also on our Facebook pages, so make sure you're following Fury. So if you're here to watch Isaac Vasquez, John Gonzalez, Moises Oropeza, Mario Bastidas, and Monique Dotson and Leilani Hodgins, those 3 fights will be swing bouts after our broadcast on UFC Fight Pass. Inside the cage, let's see how the judges scored this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by Warbringer Whiskey. Judge William Dean scores the fight 29-28 Hampton. Judge Chance Williams scores the fight 29-28 Ibanz. And Judge Ricardo Delgado scores the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Chet Hampton.
What do y'all think about that one, guys? Chet Hampton getting the split decision win.
Yeah, close fight. I thought Cristobal maybe took 1 and 2. Definitely lost 3, but I mean, I have to go back and rewatch it.
All right, that will do it for this prelims broadcast. We will see you on UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time as Valenzuela and Whitehead go at it for the interim 1 second strap. We're going to get that going here shortly. On behalf of the entire Fury FC team, for DNA Studio Productions and for Alex Morono and Michael Alexander, I'm Rahil Gonzalez. We will see you on UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. Can't wait for this card. Trust me, you want to watch this one. Get your subscriptions in right now. We will see you on UFC Fight Pass for Fury FC 105.
Check out the cock of the wall, the big